Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LEGO City Undercover. Yep, that's the name of this game. We're in a really tall place and we're going to hope that I didn't miss anything by jumping off of that tall place so that we can now run to the next area. We're looking for a few things. What I think we're kind of resolving to figure out is that the last 10% or so of this entire game might very well center around having to helicopter and land. It seems like the only guaranteed place so far that I've found that you can get in a helicopter to then jump out to at the very specifically labeled locations of landing pads is through the airport. So we may spend an entire hour just dealing with that, just getting in the helicopter and flying, landing, and then going back. Unless there's something somewhere that is just really far away and really like difficult to see. I'm walking through this area and this is gonna really just translate into this park area, and then the park area we have 87% done, and I'm not sure that it's super useful to even embrace running around the park area. This is the problem in a nutshell, is that all of a sudden all of the last few things will become incredibly hard to find, like in the park area, or they may very well just not be capable of being found at all.
I think I'll go to Papalardo's later. I love ice cream.
So we already have a fast travel location here. I saw something down there, but how could there be something under the water? Explain that one to me. Yeah. There's literally something under the water in two different places. There's no way you're going to get under the water. Let's just take this simply here. There's no character that has any kind of diving ability. There's maybe a character with a fishing ability. This is a ferry.
You're wearing a jetpack.
But kind of the only fishing thing is over here. So unless I'm supposed to cast this and then I'm actually gonna pull something different up. I've already gotten something from this. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It totally doesn't make sense that we would have to fish multiple times. This ferry is automated, so there's nothing that can be done there. And where I'm standing, it's not viable to scan. And there's a whole nother thing here. There's a whole nother thing here. Almost certainly what this boils down to is that they are just hiding items, which I suppose they do this for programming reasons. They hide items off screen and then load them in to, I guess, use up the RAM so there's less loading later on. But the fact that you can find them is clearly a glitch. Or it could be that there's just other things I have to do to unlock those things. Or something, I don't know. There's a waterfall back here. Under this bridge is nothing. And that's pretty much all of this Central Park location is. Like looking all around here. So unless there's something hidden in a much higher place, which might be the case, who knows? Alright, there's an alien to capture. And that's easy enough to capture him because we'll just do that. And then capture him. As the second to last alien that we'll ever have to capture. We're gonna have a kind of repetitive collection of things, I imagine, left to do. Things like races and car stealing things. I've been trying to do all of that as much as possible so we don't run into a scenario where we have a lot of that left over. But I imagine we still will have a lot of it left over. There's really no good reason why those things would pop up out of the water because I caught the alien. Oh, here's several things. We're still running into problems though of just far too many things in the same place. Like, it's not fun. Quite simply put, it's just not fun. To find two things when really you should only be finding one thing. And to have so many things next to each other really just implies that a lot of this area was not intended to ever exist. In Central Park that makes a lot of sense, but some of the other areas that's completely ridiculous. Right, so now when we hit this we're at 93% and there's still 2 character tokens and overall, let's see what else is left to do in Central Park area. Nothing. So I have no idea what unlocks those areas, but let's not deal with that. Let's fast travel over here, and we need to really spend a lot of time in this section. We are at 32%. There's all kinds of things we can find and do. This was one of the earliest sections in the game, and it was kind of one of the earliest sections where before we had all of our abilities and knew what we were doing. So it totally makes sense that now that we've spent many hours running around collecting things. We have a almost 100% grasp on what all the gimmicks are going to be, what all the requirements are going to be. Alright, this will probably be a pretty simplistic drill thrill area. Alright, this is weird because it starts back here, making it pretty easy to miss out on a few. I think I got everything here, but I may have missed some things. Did I get everything over here? Nope. We've got 38 seconds more. And we have like 5. Alright, we're missing something. Something here. Where's the one thing that's bumping up? There it is. With 11 seconds to spare. That was more challenging than it should have been. And that's the last of the drill thrill. So we get a character and a... do we get another character or something?
Whoa! Is there anything you can't do, Chase? Congratulations!
That's the first time Ellie has talked to us probably in 15 hours. And I imagine we're going to get that same line of dialogue over and over and over again. My only hope, I guess, could be that we get a different congratulations from a different character for everything we do differently. That would be pretty easy lines of dialogue to write, to just tell every voice actor to do every line of voice, have every character say, whoa, congratulations, thanks. Things like that. Well, do I want to jump in there yet? No, well, let's do this first. Half of these flowering sections evolve around growing a single plant, half of them evolve around growing vines. Right. Seems like there's probably a time trial section. So how many of these cats out off of high places, which are left, I wonder? This could be the last one. Nope, there's one more. Yeah, we're gonna run out of things pretty quickly. We've got a clue over here, and it seems like kind of nothing else. Looking over in this section, and this section, and that section, we've got 3 things. Color, gun needed for this, so we'll use the super color gun. Pieces needed for another section. Yeah, this won't work. There's something missing. Clearly. And I'm surprised. There's no way to blow up these generators, so I don't know how I'm supposed to get around that. Some more stuff over there. But we can kind of cheat this pretty easily. Just get up here, come over here, and then you're on at that point. And then you're at that point. And then you just, I guess, wait until the energy piles or the energy spheres are not hitting you, and that with a 0 risk of dying because of my immortality red brick. This camera gets wonkier and wonkier every time I try to use it. It's looking in all kinds of random directions. But then the controls of the game itself seem perfectly fine still, so I just think the game is getting tired at this point. It's getting buggier and buggier by the second. Okay. You can see that there's stuff to collect. We might as well, I guess, go to the top here because we know what's happening here. This is going to be a time trial, and we'll just have to do the whole thing a second time. Hey, interesting. Where is this going to teleport me? Wow. So it seems to me that these little dragon demon things are like end game content by every pick and decision. We are now at the top of the waterfall, and I gotta pick the right guy if I'm gonna blow that up. And it seems there's gonna be several things to be done. And it kind of seems pretty obvious too that they want me to be able to use these scopes and look across the entire city, but I don't think you can actually do that. Come on. This pig is gonna be easy. Just don't overshoot it. Ah. This almost feels like it's an experimental area. Like, there's no way to use these though. Yeah. So if you wanted to look, you'd have to go into snapshot mode, and I don't think there's a place anywhere around here where you can actually go into snapshot mode. It's interesting. Alright, well, to get this, it's pretty easy. So we now know where it wants us to go. Is there something over here? Before we decide to deal with that. Now I don't need to walk and follow the path because I know it's just going to end up here. And that's just TNT. So unnecessary. There is a super brick for jumping backwards. So we'll want to do that. And attempt number 2. This is a nice area. Doesn't need to have the pig and several other things. I don't think so. And perhaps with these few things, we've already done what was necessary to bump us up to 80%. There's one more pig to return. I can't really scan around here, so I just have to go with my gut. Fly here, get that super brick, get to slow down, which isn't stuttering, and maybe get some stuttering too. Alright. What we might want to do is go over to that side and make sure we got everything first. But I guess we could probably get that stuff later. Yeah. There's a super brick we missed over there. There's a minor challenge that's over in that area. Swimming still sucks. Water levels in games still suck. They're never good. In this instance, it would have been easy enough to simply ensure that whenever a LEGO character jumped in the water levels, you just jumped him back out, and he had to walk on the ground. Right, that's a fireman. Okay. Now, not a super easy transition across here, but we'll get it. That's tall enough. The thing I want to know about is, where is that piece? Like, there should be pieces there. And they're missing. So I guess we'll take the TNT and see if maybe it drops a bunch of stuff. And then we'll blow it up a second time and see if it drops any more stuff. Nope, it just is going to give me TNT forever. Which means if I needed to grind, we now know how to grind. Alright, well, we'll do this the way, we'll do this the old-fashioned way then, I guess. Let's see. Yeah. That's 1 of 6. We have to remind ourselves that we do have to actually collect all of the timed pieces. So, massive amounts of jumping. Not as helpful as you would hope. There we go. Notice how the body is just getting thrown forward. That's 5 of 6. with 38 seconds to go. And let's get up there. Took a chance, and that turned out to be the right place. Of course, the free run takes you back to where you were. Still no clue as to why there's missing pieces there. I have to assume the game is just glitched. Alright, we have a race. Races will bring us back in full circle, so there's no real problem there. It's kind of nice to be able to be transported to an area and see something different. I don't know if it really changes my feelings in the long run though of the game, like, because it doesn't happen enough, and where it takes you that's different is usually inconsequential, I guess is the best word to use. Just really leaving you in a position where you might have fun for 5 seconds, but then that's gonna be it. Come on, hit the right thing. And this will probably be all miners in this area. Ben Mosley. That sounds a lot like Ben Kenobi, as in Obi-Wan Kenobi. From the campfire, we need to remember there is stuff that can be seen. So, do this time trial, go in a circle, come back. Or don't do the time trial because it's not here. Is this the time trial? Notice that I'm having some trouble there. I can't drive a train,
Sorry,
can I?
police business.
Well, I guess I can. Is that what they want me to do? Is to hijack a train going the other direction? There's always a car that's going to be sitting there. Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem, certainly. It's just things have either been done, or they can't be done right now, or things are just so glitchy in this specific LEGO game that we're actually going to not be able to 100% it. That would be incredibly frustrating. Definitely the worst case scenario there is that after all the effort playing what is, in my opinion, one of the worst LEGO games due to its writing and just poor quality story, forcing me to spend all this time to do all this stuff and then not rewarding me would be very annoying. While that's growing, I'm gonna just swap over to this guy and see what this is. While that's going, I'm gonna see if I can just crowbar my way into this. So all flower boxes have now been watered.
That's another job checked off the list, Chase. Well done.
So they just had Ellie record a couple lines of dialogue. That's better. At least it's better than just the same line of dialogue over and over again. There's tons of stuff. Is there anything over in this direction? Yeah, there's tons of stuff over here too. This is like, I know I totally ignored this section. I know I didn't even try to get most of the stuff here. This is an interesting platforming section, considering it's not LEGO platforms. I'm gonna probably end up coughing a lot more because I'm gonna have a tickle in my throat. Is this an alien? Yep. Where did he go? There he is. He starts disappearing before you even capture him. Alright. Just get all aliens have been now captured.
Is there anything you can't do, Chase? Congratulations!
So we've got another thing over here to get. There's clearly far too many opportunities for super bricks. Remember, the game only doubled the bricks that we pick up. It didn't go any further than that at any point. So yes, we've been doing all this cleanup for a while, but it's just a doubling and nothing more. And we have 1 million. And there's nothing here. I don't know if this is glitchiness or what. I think it's just glitchiness. I honestly think that's what we're running into, is clues being put very far away from where they should be. At these rates, it will become pretty easy to get everything. Particularly since it seems like a lot of things are just in piles. Super bricks in piles of stone. I guess this is the canonical way super bricks get made, is you have miners mine them. There's a whole bunch of stuff over here. Yeah, the danger of having 5 or 6 different things in the same place. It's a stunt ramp. It does certainly open the door to you missing a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it looks like we may get to 20 billion studs before the end of the game. There's no super brick. And then that unlocked the vehicle. So, and did that lock up the game? It kind of did. That's more than a micro stutter that we just experienced, by any means. Right. I imagine they want me to do fishing. Nope. Just a super brick hidden back on that side. Let's go to this big blue canister and see if there's something, or let's break that and see if there's something. Yeah, whoever designed this embraced an idea and a concept that isn't really embraced in the rest of the game. at no other part did have I really seen uh, super bricks hidden inside of other things. And that's certainly going to affect things. Here's a Lego boat. Over there we have a police thing. Over here we have a super brick thing. Over here we've got the time trial thing. Nothing over there. Over here we've got something. Let's see what that is. I guess this is the area you would tell people to go work with if you needed super breaks. Otherwise, I don't think there's a good reason why you'd ever really spend extra time here, particularly if you're of no inclination to really do any of this stuff. It's all so extra, and and if accomplishing one thing 100% of the way, we've accomplished 3 things, was going to move us down a path of unlocking some extra level, why is Ellie not saying that? Like, why wouldn't she just say, yeah, you're a little bit closer to unlocking the bonus level, or you should check out the debriefing room. The game should be mentioning the debriefing room over and over again at least once an hour if there really was a secret thing to go. I have no idea where this is going to lead me, but we'll see. That's kind of obvious where it's going, but there's tons of micro stuttering in that. Abandon challenge. Normally I wouldn't abandon the challenge, but we are over here, so we've got something else we can do. That's not the right direction. I guess I have to actually follow it this time. There's too much around here. Guess I'm going to this rock. Nope. This farmer waters this and brings up a plant, and apparently I had already collected whatever was there. Or the disguise elf token was supposed to be in a different place. If that was a glitch, that was almost certainly a glitch that was not really a glitch as much as the game being programmed wrong. Somebody telling another person to put the elf token at this spot here, and then them putting it at the spot slightly to the left of where they had intended. Let's see. Let's look at these vehicles just to make sure none of these are race vehicles. I have a slight concern that I'll do this mission and it will take me away, but I guess I can
hang out at this restaurant.
I guess I could just fast travel if I end up down in that area. And I guess this is not quite scan mode, because if it was scan mode, I'd be seeing
Have you decided yet, sir?
It's no good. I just can't make my mind up.
I'd be seeing the
Surprise
super
me.
Certainly, sir.
Ah! Whoa!
So, do you know what you want now?
Oh, wow. That salmon was
another just
delicious.
bad
Yeah,
joke.
my cod was amazing, too. You know, my wife would hate this restaurant.
Why's that? I thought you said she was a big fish person.
Exactly. She's a mermaid. We might have just ate her friends.
Just bad jokes. Really, really bad jokes.
That meal was great. Yeah, just what you need before a big day of going out and getting up to no good.
We're going to the mine to break stuff, right?
You betcha. Because we're the baddest of the baddest of the bad. Yeah, we're so bad, we make the other bad guys look good in comparison. Right, we're so bad that I'm only leaving a 10% tip.
I was not prepared for that level of badness.
Okay. So now we have to get to that area without fast traveling, I assume, fairly quickly. We've got a minute to make it. Meanwhile, if I hit that, let's see what this does. Yeah. So I boned that, but I did get the super break. And we'll just see if we can swim around and see if there's anything to collect down here. And then we'll reset. This is a not super efficient exploratory mission, but it'll tell us a bit of things. I was surprised how many things were hidden under one of the bridges. Alright, so just retry the challenge. And go. It put me in a very different place than I thought I would be, but okay. Alright. 47 seconds to get to the mine without riding in a car. Not sure I went the right way or the way they intended me to go. But whatever, it will work. And then we're just gonna capture these people.
Fun now.
So what I was thinking about is the thing about jokes, particularly I think as you get older, and
At least one cop.
is that there needs to be more setup. In a lot of ways that isn't even really a problem.
What my horoscope meant when it said I'd be arrested by a
Out of my
stranger.
way! Stop in the name of the law!
Come on, you're gonna let me catch you or what? You have to have like a certain distance from. So yeah, the setup here, if you were gonna set up a joke, needs to be a lot longer for kids and adults. I think for adults it needs to be a lot longer than even for kids, because you would want a slightly more intellectual style joke. So what the LEGO games have done up until this point, particularly when they weren't voice acting any of the characters, is they made a real big effort to do visual gags and puns, which are super short. Either you get it or you don't, and if you don't get it, then it's just something silly that you can laugh at and pretend like you get anyways. When you start telling straight up jokes, though, that's a lot harder to do, and it's beyond what I believe even the default Telltale Games departments would be able to do. There might be a level of difference also in what a British joke is compared to
I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
to a American joke. British jokes, if you look at British comedies, do have a bit of a tendency to be drier and more stoic, stiff upper lip type comedy. Wow, I thought this section was not going to get used at all, other than the collectible that we got from it. A lot of jumps here, a lot of micro stuttering. So global interest in your level of comedy would also be a barrier, certainly. Localization issues. Japanese jokes tend to be very pun-based, but they're all puns based on Japanese words and sounds, so they don't translate at all in English, or almost 100% don't translate. Maybe you can get one that would sort of make sense. It's another time trial, we might as well try and do it. So yeah, I think the visual gags are the best you can hope from a LEGO game and a kid's game. I don't think that there's really any other solution. Alright. So we got up here. Something just exploded. And then wants me up here. Then it wants me to find the criminal and chase after the criminal. That's the wrong thing to do right now. Doesn't seem like there's anything else to be done after this, but first things first, do the speed race. Apparently I jumped in the back of the fishing boat instead of the front, which that's interesting. You can do that. So now this is going to be different because we don't have any speed ups at all, and this has put me way off course. I'm holding the right trigger and the A button to try and get as much assistance and acceleration as possible. This is an example of a race where you probably can't fail it, or if you do fail it, it's going to be incredibly frustrating because there's really no boost here. There's no way to cheat this. There's no way to get better. And I have no idea how this is going to go in circles and get back to where it started. So we may have a bit of a broken promise in that case. Yeah, that totally put me in a different place. Total different place. And I don't think that there's anything over here. Well, there's something. It's a character token. Let's go get it before we fast travel back to the forest. Must have unlocked that later. Looking around. Yeah, I'm fairly certain there's nothing here. Uptown. What does Uptown look like? 93% done. There's 2 more gold bricks. No more character tokens. Let's see. The fast travel station, we never found that in this area. That would be 1 gold brick. And the highest location, we never found that. So, almost certainly, I expect that the fast travel station is somewhere over here. But maybe it isn't. This is just a parking lot. Where could it be? There is some weirdness here. We've been kind of everywhere. Maybe it's in this corner. Let's not deal with that right now, though. In comparison, we still have only 75% done of this area. So, back we go. And we'll move on. Just stand here and scan around in circles. There's a super brick. Over here, we've done everything. Over here is another thing to do. Over there's a clue. It's possible there is something in the tunnels, so I probably should look in that area pretty quick. Or if I get desperate enough, I guess. It really just depends on whether the scanner starts pointing me towards things. There's another super brick. The walls could be acting as natural shields. Let's come over here. Blocking my view. There's a fireman. 2 of 5. We've got a couple of things over there. We've got something over here, something over here, and more things over this way. So we should probably get to things that are furthest away from this encampment, because those are probably the things I'll think about less. Come on, put the fire out. There we go. Going in that direction, I think we're approaching the farm area. So I probably don't want to get too far in that general direction, but probably is not too far. It would be wrong for me to say that I don't enjoy the peacefulness of playing some LEGO games like this. It's nice, but it does often cross into the level of being dull. Let's see if we can just shoot that from over here. There we go. The balance is off, to say the least. We should have been able to play maybe 1 or 2 levels and then given an hour's worth of gameplay that was just falling action, like this calm stuff that kind of doesn't matter so much. Stuff that you could take or leave in a lot of instances. Guess I'm going that way. The fact that this is all happening like 10, potentially 15, 20 hours after the main story has happened is a problem. And I would say, generically speaking, the LEGO stories have always been pretty high action gameplay wise and story wise. So, like playing LEGO Star Wars, you go from one high action set piece to another high action set piece to another high action set piece. And even in LEGO Marvel Superheroes, it felt like as you were walking around Manhattan, you were in a Manhattan-like Manhattan where things were always occurring. There was always that bustling of a city. This LEGO city, in comparison, feels like very few people live per square foot in LEGO City, particularly when you get out in this section where there's basically nobody. You see no minifigs actually camping, you just see these camping tents. That's a little weird. You don't even see people, and yet there's plenty of cars that I suspect are playing a role, maybe a major role, in the micro-stuttering. You see these animals, which, that's cute and all, but you'd think you'd run into a few more campers. And we need more life in this game. That's 3 out of 3, so that'll unlock a token somewhere too. Right. Next thing. You gotta get the high vantage point or you can't look over the curves. May have gotten most of the things. Yeah, we may be up to 80, even 90% done. We know there's a race on the other side of the road, and there's a police action. And I guess we could try and get to that race, but it would be too difficult. It kind of leaves us with just this area here. So firemen to chop down this door, which was so out of place you didn't even see it when we first were in this area, or the second time we were in this area, or the third time we were in this area. Like I had no clue that there was a helipad in this area. That this would have been rather useful in bits of information. Like, I don't know how useful it really will turn out to be, but let's see. Color swapper, character disguise token. Let's go get that because we'll never find it again. Where is it? It's here. It's here. Jesse Weingartner. Well, back that direction. I guess is where we're going. It's just always easier to use the jetpack because you hear less sound effects and you move in smooth movements. Okay. Running around this circle area. It does seem like I've only got a few things left. Water this plant, climb up to the top, collect a couple super bricks. That animation still takes way too long. It's actually not super bricks, it's pull satellite dishes back.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, like, there was really no story here. Like, absolutely no explanation as to why Ellie's father was running the or grandfather or whoever, Ellie's family member, was running this outpost, other than to somehow connect the fact that she was talking with a Montana-ish voice. I'll say it's Montana. It could be any, middle American accent, really. But people don't have to be related to have the same accent. And that story really didn't go anywhere. So, yeah. Unless that was some part of the... did we catch the guy? I swear we didn't do the mission where we had to capture the guy. Let's see. Okay, I should be able to hit B right now and scan this guy who should be in there, and I can't. What happened there? Is it a time thing, or is there just some overlapping actions that happen? There's one more character token in this area. There's 2 more vehicles. We know where one of the vehicles is. One assumes the other vehicle would be capturing this guy. So why is that not there? Why would that move around? It shouldn't have. So I have to assume that that just glitched. I really just have to assume that that totally glitched, and as such, the last thing we want to do is do this race, and we'll go a little over and do the race. There is a fast travel in this area, so it would be kind of possible that you could fast travel to a helicopter and fly. I'm not sure how many helicopter rides are actually going to be needed in this island. I certainly had dreams when we first started playing this game that we might end up flying over the mountains and seeing large swaths of land that have like stud rings that you have to fly through, and challenges and things like that. Those dreams have been completely dashed at this point. And the helicopter section clearly was a last minute addition. This is gonna be one of those nightmares where I'm gonna just have to be careful not to crash into anything that's immovable, and only crash into things that are immovable. I think we're good. I'm pretty sure we've tried to do this before, and the jumps and the landings can often be the hassle in this. Yeah, I'm fairly certain we've done this race before. Maybe this was like the first one we ever tried, and we didn't have infinite or longer boosts. These arrows are only moderately helpful. And the studs are kind of the same way. Come on. Seriously? 24 seconds, I think I can make it. But my thought that time trials that they always return you to where you were supposed to be is clearly flawed, or where you started. What is this going to give me? Just a super brick. Well, I think that's all we can do for today. Overall, in Uptown, we're still at 93%, looking for 2 gold bricks, which I believe are, let's see, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, it's all glitched. LEGO City in general has 3 more police actions we need to do, 1 more ATM that we need to break, 3 more rare boulders to break, 1 more cat to save, 1 more coffee break, 3 more police actions, 2 more car thefts, 1 more statue, 3 more conquer the districts, 1 more pig, 1 more fire. There is 7 more super bricks in the entire map. That's going to be interesting. There are 3 fast travel stations, and clearly we have to get all of them. And there is 1 disguise changing station, and clearly we have to get all of those. And then there is 5 time trials or races. Yeah, I guess they're car races. And then that's all going to balance out in different ways. We did jump considerably high now in this area, so we could probably bump that up to 100% pretty easily. This is the next area that we need to focus on, and then this bridge is an area we need to focus on. And then we have most of the other sections are in the 90% range, if not the high 90% range, or at the 100% location. This one's an 87, but that's 100%. This is 67. That's 100%. That's 76. So yeah, a few more places we'll have to go and look around. But I kind of think we've got it otherwise. We can see we're at 83.6%, so it feels like an hour ago we were at 81 point something percent, and I suspect a lot of that just comes down to that percentage does not really go up until you purchase and unlock all the character and vehicle tokens. So almost certainly what I'm going to have to do is I'll have to find the one boat summoning super build on the map. There's got to be at least one. I bet there's 2 or 3. And purchase all the boats that we've unlocked. I'll have to find a disguise station once I have all 305 tokens and do a final purchase of all the disguises. And I'll have to find any of the car summon points and purchase all of the cars. That should be the easiest thing to do. And then helicopter pad to get all the helicopters. It's surprising. I guess there's never been a Lego airplane. Just an actual airplane that flies like an airplane and has to be controlled like an airplane. That would probably be too difficult for a kid. Stud wise, we have plenty of studs. We'll probably have 20 billion. Maybe we'll max out at 20 billion. I doubt it. We have over 1 million bricks. I doubt we'd hit a maximum amount of bricks either. So yeah, just more grinding, more hours put into it, and then we'll have everything done. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.